In this session, we'll be starting with the sixth module. The sixth module mainly deals with transaction processing. Transaction processing means like where we deal with online transactions. How online transactions are made, or what are the different issues that can occur when online transactions are made, how we deal with all the issues, what all techniques are applied for an online transaction to be done in a smooth manner. When we do online transaction, many of the issues are not occurring. It's because certain measures have been taken at the database side, so for the smooth functioning of the transaction. So we'll be seeing all those things in brief in this particular module. So there are actually two types of database. Single user databases are there and multi-user database is there. Single user database means there will be only a single system and a single person will be interacting with that system, and that database would be for that particular person. You can imagine a person running a grocery store or something, and it is for himself. That database is for himself. Now you can imagine a multi-user database to be something like online ticket booking, online airline reservation, or train booking, or cinema ticket booking. All this are actually multi-user database systems because many people are interacting on a common platform, on a common database. Just imagine you are trying to book a ticket from Book My Show for a particular show at, say, Obron Mall. So for that particular show, many people would be actually trying to book that ticket at the same time. Or just imagine you are trying to buy something from Amazon. Many people would be actually trying to buy that same product at the same time. So but you don't get a feel like there are different people interacting. You get a feel like you are the only person online and you are actually interacting in that portal. So all these things are made possible by applying certain techniques. So we'll be seeing what are such techniques and all in this module. So concurrent users means the multiple users who are trying to interact in the system at the same time. Interleaving of transaction means like different users are actually trying to buy a product or book a particular ticket or something, or they all are trying to access the same database, but and everyone should get a feel like uh, their service should not be stuck. So the database or the operating system should take care of this. Like it should take care like all the users are being catered, their needs are being catered. So transactions need to be occurring in an interleaved fashion. So that is why what we mean by interleaving of transactions. Next we'll be starting with the topic in this module, first topic in this module. Like in order to understand this topic, take it in this sense, like if there was no mechanisms to control online transactions, what would be the issues that would have occurred? So think in that manner, and all these issues are actually being prevented or solved. That's why we don't face such issues now. Now if there were not any measures taken, these issues would have occurred. So let's try to understand this topic from that perspective. Now imagine there are two independent transactions, T1 and T2. Transaction means some kind of online processing. So let's try to understand the terms one by one. So imagine there are two transactions, T1 and T2. Now take a scenario like you have an account, your account is X, and you are actually your account balance, imagine it to be 5,000. You are actually withdrawing or transferring 1,000 rupees from your account having 5,000 as balance, and you are transferring this 1,000 rupees to another account holder Y. So actually this N, if you imagine this N to be 1,000, that N is getting deducted from your account. So I'll just brief this. Imagine T1 to be a transaction. Read X means your account is being read, your account balance is being read. X equal to x minus n means your the 1000 rupees, we have assumed n to be 1000, so 1000 rupees is being deducted from your account. And write x, now this write item x is relevant because when this happens, that is x equal to x minus n, that is 5000 minus 1000, for x becomes 4000. Now this is just an equation that x is getting updated only when this statement or this particular procedure is written. Write item x, when that function is called, that's when this calculation or this equation is getting reflected on your account x. So keep that in mind. X equal to x minus n means it is just an equation. So 5000 minus 1000, that update of 4000 is made to x only when this statement is executed. Write item x, when it is executed, only then that particular x becomes 4000. Keep this statement in mind throughout the example. So x becomes 4000, then the account y is read, and that 1000 rupees, that is n, is added to account y, and write item y means y is updated. That is one transaction occurring. You are transferring 1000 rupees to another account, and at the same time imagine someone else is transferring say 2000 rupees to your account, that is your account is x. So from that person's perspective, that is he is dealing with a transaction T2, your account is read, and that m amount which he is trying to transfer to your account is getting added to x. So x is x equal to x plus m, and write item x, that transaction also has to occur. Now if T1 occurs first, that is you transfer 1000 rupees to y, if this occurs first and then someone transfers 2000 rupees to you, that it is okay. If T1 occurs after T2 or T2 occurs after T1, things are fine. But in online world, you can never guarantee, like only after like you are trying to transfer something, you cannot just call someone and say, hey wait, let me do my transactions, only then you transfer to my account. It's not like that. He will be simultaneously trying to transfer something to you, or you will be trying to transfer something to someone else. Or imagine like you are trying to book a ticket on Book My Show. You will be trying to book a ticket, someone else also would be trying to book the same ticket. Ultimately one of you is going to get the ticket. So it's we cannot say so, like someone else to wait for our transaction to be complete. So if it was so, like if T1 T2 occurs only after T1, things were fine. But we can never guarantee that. So that is the whole issue in this transaction process. So now I have used an example of banking to explain this statement. In your notes and in your textbook, they have used a flight reservation example over this statement. It's like n tickets are being transferred from this flight to another flight, and some reservation is made on this flight. So you can use any example actually. That example, whichever you use is okay. Just try to understand the point. So if T1 or T2 occurs one after the other, things are fine, but we can never guarantee that. So let's see what all issues can occur when T1 and T2 occurs in an interleaved manner. Interleaved means they occur together. So now imagine we are discussing the first problem that can occur if T1 and T2 occur in an interleaved manner. So in T1, just imagine the X, you are trying to transfer 1000 rupees to another account. So 1000 first needs to be deducted from your account. So your account X is read. Now in this example, let's take n to be 20, 20, and m we can take as 10, 10, just for the explanation. So now X they have taken to be 100. Okay, you have 100 rupees in your account, 20 rupees has to be transferred to account Y, and 10 rupees is being transferred to your account. So that is the whole thing that has to happen. Now read item X means item X is read, X equal to X minus n, that is, so 100 minus 20 is done. Now recall, this is just an equation. 100 minus 20, 80. X doesn't become 80 at this step. When does x become 80? It only becomes 80 when write item X is executed. Just keep this in mind. Only when write item X is executed, X becomes 80. So at this stage, X equal to X minus N, it's just a variable that it has not been updated into the global variable. Just imagine this is a temporary copy or something. So this 80, X becomes 80 only when this write item X is executed. But since T1 and T2 are occurring simultaneously, after this statement X equal to X minus N is executed, at the same next instance, time is going down, which is shown on the left hand side. Next instance, X is read by transaction T2 and they try to add 10 to X. So this 10 is actually added to X. Now what is the value of X when it is read by T2? It is 100 itself. It has not become 80. Why? Because it becomes 80 only when this write item X would be executed. So at this stage, read item X by T2, X is 100 and M is 10. So X becomes X equal to 100 plus 10, 110. It becomes 110. And next, as a next statement, write item X is occurring. So what is the value written to X? It would be 110. Actually, it should be this 100 minus 20, 80 should have been written. But before this write item X occurs, we did this operation. So 10 is getting added to X and it becomes 110 and the value written to X is 110. So actually this operation, the effect of this operation is getting lost. As you can see, X becomes 110, then we read Y. Again, this is the order, okay. This occurs first, this second, third, fourth, then fifth, sixth, this occurs seventh, 8, 9 and so on. So Y is read, then again write item X, it's X sees no new update. So over here X was 110, so X is 110 itself in this step. So actually this update is lost. Now what if this write item X had occurred over here? That is before this read item X, if the write item X had occurred over here, things would have been different. Like X would be 80 and 10 is added to that 80 and the value of X to be obtained at this stage is 90. So instead of 90 we are getting 110. So this update of this equation is lost and such a situation is termed as lost update problem. So this is an issue that can occur if transactions are occurring simultaneously or in an interleaved manner. But fortunately, since measures are being taken, such things don't occur today. You need to understand it like that. It doesn't occur today because measures are being taken, and in this module we will be seeing what measures are being taken so that such things don't happen. Okay, so this is one problem that can occur if transactions were done simultaneously. This is the first problem, that is lost update problem. Going to the next problem, it's temporary update or dirty read problem. Now, okay, over here item X was read, you reduced a value N from X, even write item X occurred. Now to understand this, you need to understand another example. Now imagine like you are buying something from Amazon, you actually clicked it and it is being added to your cart, and you have even checked, you have reached the process of checking out, and it is just that you need to enter the OTP. So at this stage actually that product cannot be purchased by anyone else because it is in your temporary custody. So now, or imagine like you are trying to book a ticket from Book My Show. So you have selected a seat. If you are interested, you may also try this at home. Okay, like if you may, you are actually booking a ticket from Book My Show. You have selected a seat. Try to book the seat from say another mobile or another desktop. You won't be able to book that seat even if you have not made the payment. So at that instance, that particular seat cannot be booked by anyone else. So then, and Book My Show has a time window of 8 minutes. Even after 8 minutes, if you don't make a payment, only then that seat can be booked by someone else. So now What if you don't enter the OTP correctly or you don't have sufficient balance? What happens? Let's see that. So at this stage, imagine it's like imagine like, okay, X is getting updated, right item X, but that transaction doesn't commit. Now at this stage we need to understand a term like commit. A transaction commits only when everything is completed. For example, if it is an Amazon purchase, imagine it to be like you enter the OTP, the fund is transferred from your account to that vendor's account. That's when we say a transaction has committed. So only when a transaction commits, everything is perfect. So till the amount is actually transferred from your account to the vendor's account, that particular item is not yours, but it cannot be for a certain time frame purchased by someone else also. So imagine such an example and try to understand this. So imagine like X is getting subtracted as 10. X is 10 is subtracted from X. Okay, so X becomes 90, and that X is read by transaction T2, and some M is added to that X. But imagine after this operation is done, now updated value of X was read by T2, and that was used for calculation by T2. Now after this write item X, that X was used over here and calculations were made on updated X, and this X is again updated for this transaction. After this step, imagine this transaction aborted. Now you need to understand that commit is there, abort is there. We will be discussing more on this in the next video. So commit transaction is there, a transaction can be aborted, like you don't make the payment or you don't enter the OTP or you don't have sufficient balance in your account, so that transaction won't be complete. Imagine that state. So actually in this step the value of X has been read, this updated value has been read, but after this stage this transaction is not getting commit, but it is being aborted. So what happens when we abort a transaction is the X gets its old value back, or this operation is undone. We undo this operation and minus n is retracted back, means plus n is added, and all those things happen. But we have read this updated X for this transaction. So actually we have read a dirty value, that's a value that was temporary before being committed. So such a update, that is the update made by X, is temporary, and that temporary update was considered by T2. So such a case, and this finally T1 doesn't commit, and we have to redo this transaction. So this had T2 had read a wrong value. So such a value is termed as a dirty read issue. So so that is the issue over here. Transaction T1 fails and must change the value of X back to its old value. Meanwhile, T2 has read the temporary incorrect value of X. So such things should not occur. So what would have been the solution to this? Do this only after this transaction commits. So such solutions are there today. That's why such issues don't occur. So we are discussing one of the issues that could have occurred if certain solutions were not there. So this is the second issue that could have occurred, that is temporary update or dirty read. And there's one more issue, the last issue, that is incorrect summary problem. And now in order to understand this, imagine the bank is actually calculating how much total balance it has, and for that purpose it has to add the balance of all the customers in the bank, right? All the customer accounts need to be added. Now when such an addition happens, the bank needs to suspend its transaction. We'll see why. Say sum, it has set the global variable sum to 0, account A is being read, the balance in account A is being added to sum, and similarly all accounts all account balance is getting added to sum, and finally sum should contain the whole balance of that particular bank. Now imagine another transaction T1 comes in between. It reads X, it subtracts N from X, it subtracts n from x, and that is returned to x. Now this imagine this transaction as you are actually withdrawing 1000 rupees from your account and putting that 1000 to account y. Okay, so 1000 rupees is being deducted from your account, and at that stage, after that is done, and 1000 rupees is being deducted from your account, and before that 1000 is deposited into another account, there is a small gap between these two. 1000 is being withdrawn from your account, and before that microsecond gap, before it is getting deposited to another account, imagine this x is read by this summary. The bank is taking summary and bank reads x. So the value of x getting added to sum is after n is deducted, and it reads y next and it adds the balance of y to sum. But actually this n should, now this n is nowhere. Either this n after being deducted from x should have been added to y, and after that if y was added in the sum it would have been perfect. But what happened is n is deducted from x, and before it is getting added to y, we take x, the balance in x, and add it to sum, and before it is getting added to y, we take the balance of y and add it to sum. So actually this n amount is not accounted anywhere, and that is lost. So that is an incorrect summary problem, and this could occur. And in order to prevent this, what we can do, when such a summary is being taken by the bank, it may temporarily suspend all the transactions. So we will be seeing such solutions in the coming videos. Hope these three issues are clear to you. That is, what if concurrent transactions takes place? What are the issues that could occur? That was a topic of discussion. So first one was lost update, next is temporary update or dirty read, and finally it is incorrect summary problem. Thank you.